I want to take you to news straight from Mumbai, where a court has ordered a fresh trial in the Salman Khan hit-and-run case. The court held that all evidence and witnesses will be re-examined. That hearing is expected to commence from the 23rd of December. Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai bureau chief, is on the phone line right now for more details. Sahil, what prompted the opening of a new investigation in this?
Yes, when the charge against Salman Khan was enhanced from rash and negligent drive to the more serious of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail. The court today had said that all evidence and witnesses in the case will be re-examined, and trial is set to begin on 23rd of December. Now, Salman Khan had to court earlier that evidence presented earlier before the magistrate, where the earlier trial was going on, should be discarded, as he was now facing a more serious charge. But the prosecution was trying to say that it will take a lot of time if we start the fresh trial. Despite that, the finally court has decided that there will be a new trial. So all evidence will again be examined, all the witnesses will again be examined, and the trial will be in the Sessions Court. Just to give you a background, earlier the charge was not as high as culpable homicide, so the trial was happening in the magistrate court. But now there is a serious charge against him, so the trial will begin in the Sessions Court.
All right, Sahil, has Salman Khan himself spoken out about this? As you mentioned, his lawyers have asked for this trial because of the enhanced charges. But has he indicated what he plans to do? Because his attendance in court was pretty patchy during the previous trial.
Absolutely. Salman's lawyer, when actually it was enhanced by the prosecution, since that time Salman's lawyers were pressing for a fresh trial, but the prosecution was worrying about it because they think that the trial is being on since last more than 10 years now.
Yeah.
So they wanted the trial to be faster, and so because of that they were insisting that whatever the witnesses which have been examined in the magistrate, the trial should begin from there. The new trial should begin from there. But rather than that, the court has taken a view that fresh evidence needs to be checked out, because now there is a more serious charge of homicide. So that is the reason why the court has clearly said that there will be a fresh trial, and it will begin from December 23rd.
Sahil, stay with us. We also have Abha Singh, who's an activist and lawyer, on the phone line. Ma'am, what's your first reaction to this news coming in from Mumbai about a fresh trial in the Salman Khan hit-and-run case?
See, to me appears this is trying to give Salman Khan more time, because even in the magistrate court, the case went on for 10 years, and that is why we went to the court and said that the police is trying to delay the trial so that Salman gets more time to do his movies and be out of the prison. So now ordering a fresh trial. However, his case was committed from the trial court to the magistrate sessions court under 323 CRPC, where the charges were the more serious charge of culpable homicide not amounting to murder was put. So accordingly, the sessions judge has ordered a fresh trial, and they would try now, because a lot of witnesses have already moved out of Mumbai. In fact, in the magistrate court also, they could not trace a lot of witnesses. A lot of summons could not be issued. So the same problem would come again here, and this would thereby delay the case. And also, Ravindra Patil, the Mumbai cop who was the star witness in this case, it was his deposition before the court on which Salman's punishment was changed to culpable homicide not amounting to murder. He is dead. So his lawyers are going to take the plea that since Ravindra Patil is not there, his deposition should be dropped. I think that would be one of the benefits they would try to take.
Ma'am, if you could stay with us. We also have Marjan Memon, who's a noted senior criminal lawyer, on the phone line with us. Sir, the prosecution has tried to say, well, the evidence is already before the court, you don't need a retrial. The defense says no, there are enhanced charges, we want a retrial. Is there really need for a retrial when all the evidence has been examined once already?
See, in a situation like this, if you are accused of a certain offence and later the offence is altered to a graver charge, now you can see the distinguish between 304A, which is punishable with 2 years, and trial by the magistrate was the initial charge against Salman. But then later, The offence is altered to 304 Part 2, culpable homicide not amounting to murder.
Sure, sir. I take your point on the fact that the charges have been enhanced, but the question over here is why you re-examining all the evidence and all the witnesses? Surely you can look at the evidence that's already there and maybe do a bit of cross-examination again to establish the higher charge. Why do you need to retry the whole case all over again? It's taken 10 years already.
I'm trying to explain.
Yeah.
Please permit me to explain
Please
this
go
to
ahead.
your viewers.
Yes.
That every witness whose evidence has been recorded is to be presented for the purposes of cross-examination by the accused vis-a-vis the new charge. Because it is his constitutional right. It is his right under the statute of the Criminal Procedure Code. So therefore you can't find fault with the accused. If you happen to change the charge at a later stage, you have to enable him to ask the first witness about this later charge. How can you proceed and convict him? That would be unfair trial. And tomorrow, such conviction would be challenged and set aside by the appellate court.
Sure.
So we must understand that the fairness of a criminal trial is not because it is Salman Khan. It could be any roadside man. The same thing has to be followed.
I want to put that point back to Ms. Abha Singh. Ma'am, Majid ma'am is saying over there that it is the right of a man who's been accused of a higher crime to have witnesses re-examined because they need to re-establish that some of his actions contributed towards this higher crime.
Yes, there is a provision of retrial in this case in the court for everyone, and rightly Salman's lawyers have taken benefit of a retrial. However, the main purpose, to my mind, it comes is that they're trying to get the deposition of Ravindra Patil, the star witness on whose statements Salman's punishment was enhanced, that his witness should be dropped because he is no more. However, Section 32 of the Indian Evidence Act very clearly says that if the deposition is there, cross-examination is done, his testimony has been done in front of a magistrate, then the statements of the Ravindra Patil would hold good in the trial, even in the Sessions Court. And we are hoping that this Section 32 of the Indian Evidence Act would be upheld in the court, and he would not be able to take advantage of getting Ravindra Patil's statement quashed.
I also want to welcome to the program Mr. Ujwal Nikam, who's a noted criminal prosecutor. Sir, this case now going towards a retrial, a high-profile case once again. It's taken 10 years to get to this point. What do you make of this decision to allow a retrial in the case?
Normally, retrial is permitted when the whole set of evidence is changed or if there is alteration of any charge. Now, so far as this case is particularly concerned, when the court has altered the charge, that it is the right of the accused to ask to recall the witnesses and to get the freshly cross-examined. But I think the retrial process, that is not permissible according to me, and therefore naturally it would harass the prosecution witnesses also, the time-consuming process also, and I think the state should challenge this order.